Welcome back to my channel. I'm Okoyemi Goddess if you're new to this channel, and today I have a guest on my channel. I have a special somebody on my channel today. I'll let her introduce herself, and yeah, you guys will get to know her in a bit. So Temi, over to you. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Okoyemi, for having me here today. I'm excited to be here. And so for the viewers, my name is Temi Oguntuase, and I'm a mom, a wife, and I have 3 sons, and I'm also a nurse by profession. So my first is 4, and the little one is just about 10 months old.
Amazing, amazing. So how long have you lived in the UK?
2 years plus, going to 3 years. I relocated 2019, January.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, so let's get to the video of today. I was just I think you reached out to, I posted the collaboration I made with Hadenike. You saw the collaboration, like, I can actually talk about childcare. I was so excited. Like that day you told me you would be willing to come on my channel and speak about childcare. I was really excited, like, because I don't have kids yet, so I really can't say so much about childcare. You really can't say something about what you've not experienced firsthand. So I'm so grateful. And I know a lot of people have several questions regarding childcare in the UK. I'm hoping that we'll be able to touch on, different questions that people might want to ask. So the first thing is, what is childcare all about? We live in the UK and we're used to saying childcare. People don't even understand what childcare is all about. So for coming into the UK newly, or for even people back home who are planning to relocate to the UK and they're wondering what is childcare all about? Back home we call it different names, like getting a nanny, getting a maid, getting a help. We have different but here in the UK, okay, I will leave you to explain that. So what is childcare all about in the UK?
Okay. So basically, compared to Nigeria, childcare is just like daycare in Nigeria. So childcare is like the care for little children, like from 3 months old to like up to teenage. Because even in the UK, I think the legal age is 16 years old or 18 years old. So any child that falls between 3 months to that age needs a childcare, needs an adult to look after them. So that is what childcare is all about.
Okay.
And I'm saying from 3 months because I know in Nigeria, the maternity leave that we are privileged to get is like maybe just 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
So we're even lucky in the UK that we can have up to a year.
Yeah.
So basically from 3 months old to like 16 years old until when they can look after themselves without having to need an adult with them. Okay. So that is childcare.
Oh, thank you very much, Temi. So my next question is, what childcare options are available in the UK for immigrants? So for people like you and I, who are not like British yet, anyways, we'll be British someday, but we're not citizens yet. We're immigrants, right? So what options are available to us? So are the same options, so the options available to us, are they the same options available to even citizens as well? So what options do we have as immigrants as regards childcare?
Okay, so the options are basically kind of the same. The only difference would be maybe if you're getting it for free or you're paying a subsidized amount for it. So different options include there are registered childminders. So you take your children to them. They look after, they can look after one baby or children up to like 8 or 10 kids with a registered childminder. So they are self-employed. They basically run it. It could be from their home or they have a little space where they use, and then they have their rates per hour, depending on how many hours that you're keeping your child there for. Okay. We also have nannies. Nannies could come to your own place and look after. They could be a living nanny or someone that comes and goes, depending on the arrangements. Yes. Okay. We have day nurseries. Yes. Day nurseries is the third one. Day nurseries, they can look after children from like as little as 3 months. Okay. They have they have staff that are working with them. So I think they allocate a number of children to one particular staff, just to have a balanced ratio. Okay. And then So they look after children from like 3 months to like 5 years old in the day nursery.
Okay.
And we also have nurseries that are part of a regular school. So nurseries, they don't take babies for like from 2 years to 5 years of age until the child from 5 years they go into reception or primary one, like we call it in Nigeria. So yeah, so if you're taking your child to a school, the nursery part of the school, then the child has to be at least 2 years old or 3 years old. And then what else? We have babysitters as well,
Okay.
like a temporary thing. You take your child to a babysitter, you pay them, per hour. And also I've been able to look up like how much these people charge for their services. So I think from what I have here, the most expensive one there would
Yeah.
be the nanny. In the UK, the
Really?
nannies charge, because a nanny is not just looking after your child for that. If they're coming to your home, they can cook for the child, they can wash the clothes, basically do some other things around the house. So,
Okay.
when you take your child, a child minder, the child minder is just basically looking after those children. She's not cooking your taking your food, the child's food there, and just to look after the child. But when a nanny comes into your home, they are doing other things apart from the child. So their own rate is higher. So from what I checked, a nanny charges in the UK up to like £9.8 per hour. Wow, that's a lot. So that is the highest. So the next one, babysitting, the babysitters charge like £8.3 per hour. The nurseries, when you take your child to a day nursery, they charge, those ones that take from 3 months old baby to 5 years, they charge like 5.6 per hour. And then the child minder, I think that is the cheapest. They charge 4.8 per hour.
Wow, 4.8 per hour. Wow, childcare is like an industry here in the UK.
It is. It
Hey, oh
is.
my goodness. Timmy, you're scaring me. Oh, hey,
Ah,
you're really scaring me.
that's why we have to look for the way to balance it up so
Oh
that we
my,
don't spend all our money
I tell
for
you.
childcare.
Wow. Okay, so next question. Is childcare here in the UK different from back home in Nigeria? So all these ones you've mentioned, I think we still have like nannies back home. We have paid nannies,
Mm-hmm.
we have paid help. I don't like to call them maids, so I would just say we have paid help. And we also have agencies back home that do the same. Like you pay an agency, they will screen the candidate for you, do every other thing, and then kind of post the person to your house.
Mm-hmm.
There are agencies that do that. So if you were to compare Nigeria to the UK, the childcare options we have here compared to back home, are they like the same or almost the same?
It's almost the same. The only difference is that here, everything is like gold. Everybody's a professional here. You
Yeah.
pay huge money. A child care, your child minder or your nanny could be earning almost, if you look at it, by the time you calculate for 1 month, is as good as your whole 1 month salary, if you look at it. Yes. Because but I think the only difference compared to UK, comparing UK and Nigeria is the cost, what would it will cost you. I remember when I had my first child in Nigeria, the lady, she used to take just 500 naira for the whole day. 500 naira. And that is roughly
A,
how
a,
much in pounds? A
one,
pound, when,
a,
yeah, 1 pound or two. Yeah. So imagine that. And here they are taking like £9 per hour, £8 per hour. So you can imagine. So I think the care there is almost the same. It's just the cost that will be different. And of course, back home as well, you have family members that can help you with childcare. Here is not really like that. So
okay. So out of all these options you've mentioned, I mean the options in the UK, which one is cheaper and affordable for immigrants? Don't forget that we are new in the country. You're still trying to adjust and adapt. You're still, maybe your partner is trying to get the job as well. Like you've not really settled in properly, but then you have like 2 or 3 kids or even one kid. So which of these
mm,
options do you think will be cheaper and affordable for immigrants,
well,
new
for
immigrants?
me,
So
new
yeah,
immigrants, for
yeah.
me, out of all these options that I've mentioned, the child minder is still the cheapest option. But for someone that is coming in newly and trying to, get their foot,
Food.
get things, I think if you have a partner or a husband, you know, I think that would be your best bet. For me, my husband and myself, we are the one doing the childcare. So I'm not doing any paid personally. I'm not doing any paid childcare. I rotate it between myself and my husband.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, like a lot of people here actually, and it's not just because we're nurses. Even people who are not nurses, I know a lot of people kind of do childcare with their spouses, like which is cheaper and affordable. Honestly, like you don't have to pay extra for childcare. Okay, so I would also like to mention what child benefits or welfare packages are available in the UK for immigrants.
For immigrants,
Like,
it depends on
are the childcare benefits or welfare benefits available for immigrants?
For immigrants, I would say not really, because, for example, myself, the kind of visa, tier 2 visa that I came in with, it's boldly written on your resident permit that no public funds, and childcare is part of public funds. So I think for us, people like us, tier 2 visa, I don't think will benefit from childcare. Those people that benefit from it are people that are citizens here, and then of course people that they kind of do a kind of calculation based on how much you're earning per annum, or if you're working or not working, things like that they put into consideration for you to benefit from childcare. Or I know a guy is working, but because he's a single, dad looking after the child, he can't work for so many hours. So he benefited from it because they are looking, just to cater for that child. So we that we are on tier 2 visa, I don't think we can benefit from child, not until we get, our leave to remain.
Yeah. Okay, but Temi, that actually, should I call this benefit as well? Like I know, so for some schools they actually give children food for free. That's true.
Okay. I remember
that line. You would know better.
Yeah, I remember when we were trying to enroll my first son into he's in nursery at the moment, because he's 4. He's in nursery, so he started when he clocked 3 years, and then you can be entitled to 15 hours per week if you're going to a nursery, a proper school that has a nursery. So your child is already like 2+ or 3 years old. So that year that your child is going to spend in nursery, between 3 to 5 years old, is going to be free. So that 15 hours per week means you're going Monday to Friday, 3 hours per day. So we do 12 to 3 p.m. So we are entitled to that. So as an immigrant, you are entitled to 15 hours per week. And as the case may be, I think there was a time they were talking about increasing it to 30 hours per week. But at the moment, we are entitled to 15 hours per week, which is free. So if you wanted more hours, you would have to pay something extra. So we are just doing the free one for now. So it goes in the afternoon. There's morning session, there's afternoon session. It goes between 12 to 3 p.m. and that's it, Monday to Friday.
Okay. There's also something I know, like, because of course most of my colleagues have kids. So they say something like, if you have to take your kids early to school, so say you're meant to resume work by 8, but you need to drop them off by
breakfast club.
Breakfast club, yeah. So what is that all about?
It's not free. Breakfast club, as the name implies, yes, because, for example, as a nurse, you have to go for a long day, and then your child has to resume before their normal resumption time. So I think 1 hour before the normal time. So it's called breakfast club, and they have the evening one as well. So you're going to pay. There's a certain rate for that. So that means they will give them like breakfast, and they will be there. They will engage them before the other kids come in. And then if you're having to pick up the child late as well, there's the evening one. You have to pay for that as well. It's not free, because that is outside the normal hours. So it's not free. Sure, UK, they like money now. Anything is money.
Nothing is free in UK. Nothing is free in UK. Okay. So my next question is, so how easy is it for full-time working parents to handle childcare and still be able to save money? I mean, you just told me the rate, the amount you pay for registered childminders, and that's actually the cheapest. You told me £4 to £8 per hour. So imagine paying, let's even say £4 per hour, which is almost impossible anyways to get a childminder that would accept for £4 per hour. But let's even say, okay, I get a childminder who is willing, to accept £4 per hour. And I work for 37, let's even say 40 hours, because it's not really like you're working for 37.5 hours. It's just because you're paying for your break. Yeah, literally you're working for like 40 hours in a week. So imagine 40 times 4 is 160. So I'll be paying a childminder, my sister, £160 per week.
Per week. Yes.
So how are we going to do other things? Imagine if I have like 2 kids now, or 3 or more. Like, so how are we going to pay our bills and still be able to save? So
yeah,
how easy is it for full-time working parents? I really don't, like, you and your husband, you're working full-time. So how do you manage that and you're still able to save money?
I must say it's not easy. It took a lot of calculations, a lot of conversations, sacrifices here and there. So the thing is, because I'm already working full-time, I'm a permanent staff at my place of work. So we had to, there has to be like a sacrifice. So my husband isn't working, he's working full-time, but he's not a permanent staff. So he works with agencies. Yes, he works with agencies. So he is able to pick his shift, he books his shift by himself on his phone or on his computer. So what we do is, because the rota comes out like 2 months, 3 months ahead, so he knows the days that I'm working. So he books his own shifts on my off days. So at least every day somebody is around with the children. Then to have like a more balance, so it won't be a case of as one person is coming in, the other person is going out. So we have to like decide that, okay, apart from trying to make money, we need to like have a balanced family.
Yeah.
Have good, communication at home. So we had to like say there has to be one day in the week that none of us are working. So both of us are around one day. At least we can have a family time. We can decide to stay at home or go out, just for things to be balanced. It's not all about money, 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 money. So we have to like dedicate one day in a week. No matter if somebody is saying, if I went for a shift now, this is how much I'm going to know. We already had that conversation. This is sacrifice for the family, for the greater good. So must be at home one day in a week, both of us.
I really like that. So what you're saying is you have to be intentional about it.
Yeah.
It's not to happen, like you have to be deliberate and intentional about it. So
yeah.
And then
I must say that when it comes to that also, it depends on the kind of partner, your husband or your spouse that you have. Because when you are trying to, this goes for both people that are married or not about to get married or thinking of having a child. Your partner has to be ready to go through all of this, because my sister, I must tell you, childcare is not easy. Looking at sometimes when I'm even at home, I'm like, which one is even more difficult? Looking after these children or going to my patients in the hospital? Because when you are with children shouting so I try to like study these children. This is the time they are trying to explore. So they need a lot of activities. I'm wondering how their nursery teachers are doing it, that they don't go crazy with these children. So let them look for activities for them. You can't keep saying they should not jump, they should not do. If you don't want them to scatter the house, then take them outside that they can scatter. You understand? Let them burn that energy so that when they come home, they'll be calm. So just look for what they like doing. Like my first son now, he likes to draw, he likes to do painting. So I already know what he likes. When you give him what he likes to do, he will not disturb you. So look for what they like and engage them so that you too, you can have peace of mind. So, and that's what has been working for me. Then there was a time that initially I used to wait for them to go to bed before I start doing my things in the house chores, cooking and all of that. But I saw that is quality time that I'm wasting. So I do my activities while they are also doing their activities. Let all of us be awake and be shouting together. Let us be busy together. Once in a while, I will check in on them that she wants to share one issue. Say, hope they have not enjoyed themselves, but I'm still doing my own thing. So that when they go to bed, I have my own time to either do my study or videos or whatever that is productive for me for the day. I do those mostly at night. So that's it really.
Wow. Temi, thank you so much for that. Like, I've learned a lot. I'm also learning. Hope you know. So it's not just for people. I'm also learning.
Okay.
Okay, so Temi, this one is a bit sensitive, but we really need to talk about it. Like regardless of whatever people think, we need to talk about this. And you would know better because you have kids, and you know better. So is it advisable and affordable to invite say your mom or your mommy-in-law to come over and then look after your kids? Fine, I know that according to the UK regulation, when they visit, they should not stay for more than 6 months per visit. If they do stay more than 6 months per visit, then they are trying to, it's illegal. So their next visa application might be rejected whenever they stay, more than 6 months per visit. So I know that they can't stay more than 6 months per visit. So do you think it's actually worth it bringing your mom or your mother or your aunt, whoever, your sister, to come over, take care of the kids for, say, 6 months per visit, and then they go back home again, come back maybe after another 6 months? Do you think it is worth it? Do you think it's actually advisable? And is it even affordable for us, people like us? I mean, we're new, we're immigrants, we're not citizens yet. It's not as if we're earning oil money.
Big money.
Yeah, we're not working in oil and gas and all that. People just think we are rich, but the truth is, what we earn is just something that will put food on the table. Like, do you get? So is it worth it to bring? Because the thing, tell me, I'm also saying it because even your mom or your mom-in-law back home will be hoping that someday you would invite them over to come and take care of the kids. And if you're not doing so, they start grumbling like, she does, or they don't let me say she doesn't, they don't, as a couple, they don't want to bring me over to take care of the kids. So do you think it is worth it? Is it affordable? And if it is affordable, would you encourage people to do that? Or have you even done that in the past?
Okay, so firstly, I'm going to say that do plan your life in such a way that in case you don't have anybody that you even want to bring over, how can you manage on your own, you and your partner? It's going to involve a lot of sleepless, less sleep for you, and having to do so many things. So first of all, plan your life of how you can manage by yourself, just in case there is nobody that you want to bring over. How will you manage? So that is how my husband and I, that is how we are planning it. That's what we are trying to do every day. What if we don't have anybody? Look at the COVID times. Even if you wanted to invite them, COVID did not allow them to travel at the time that you needed them to come in. So how would you survive if you don't have anybody? That is the first thing. Then secondly, we all know that, as you rightly said, coming in, they can't spend more than 5 months maximum. They shouldn't even spend the whole 6 months. 5 months max, they should go back so that visa can be, they can maintain and so that when they want to reapply, they'll give them easy. So 5 months. So yeah, I did. My mom actually came over when I gave her to my baby, but my mom, she didn't even spend up to 5 months. She spent just, I think, 2 months because she had other commitments that she needed to do. She was like, you are not my only child. I have to visit this one in so place. I have to visit that one. So she's this kind of busy person. So she spent only 2 months. And then what will I do after 2 months? I would continue with my life. So in terms of, is it advisable? If you have someone that you can bring over and you can afford it, because you have to think of the ticket, the visa application, and all of that. Are you in that space yet? If yes, then okay, you can bring them in. But just know that you're not bringing them to come and replace whatever work you're doing. You are still going to be busy, regardless of the fact that they are here or not. They're just here to give a little assistance. It's not like you are going to leave all the work to them, because when they leave, who is going to help you? So just be good by yourself. Know that this work, I'm here to do it, and I'm going to do it until these children grow up. So that way, anybody that comes around, you know that it's just extra. You're not totally leaning on that person. And then if you cannot afford it, then you know that you have to wait till you can afford it before. So just whatever you want to do, don't allow it to affect your financial, what's the word now?
As a
Yeah,
family.
finances too much. So, and also if you have somebody like your husband or your partner, as some people call it, that can assist you, make the best use of, that person's help, rather than, because it's always going to be more, costly to bring somebody over from home. It's going to be more. Let's just face the truth. When you come, you're now going to be feeding more mouth than you already are. The person will not just come and sit down in your house like a statue. They're going to go out, they're going to go for shopping, isn't it? So you can't just be living every day and the person will just come here and be doing nanny. The person will want to go out and have a life, isn't it? So it's going to be, so just wait till you are financially ready to do that. And if you already are, then why not? You can go ahead. But the cheapest way is still you and your partner run things together.
Right. No, wow. Temi, thank you so much for that. Okay, so as a full-time working mom, Temi, how do you balance work? Now, I'm very passionate about marriage, and so there's no way I won't bring this question into the whole context. How do you, as a full-time working mom, I know you are a full-time, and then tell me you would do an advert. We need to know about your side business because you have a business, a thriving business at that. So Temi is a full-time working mom. She's a nurse. She has a side business, a thriving business, not just, yeah. So she has a business. So how do you combine that, the business and your job as a nurse, as well as, of course, your marriage, your partner, and of course, these kids? How do you like merge everything together? How do you like find an equilibrium? Is there a balance? And if there's no balance, how do you just ensure everything is in place?
Okay, so first of all, you have to admit your new reality or your new normal. Before I got married, I could wake up anytime I like. I could stay up to like 4 a.m. watching movies or doing whatever I find interesting to do. But now, even on my off days, I'm like, this Netflix we're even paying for. When was the last time I watched a movie? I'm like, okay, let me watch a movie. But when I'm watching that movie, I'm thinking like, my first son is the alarm clock in this house. He's going to wake up by 6 a.m. Let me just respect myself, leave this movie and go to bed. So yes, so you just acknowledge that this is my new reality, first of all. So you find strength in that. If you keep, initially I was not complaining, many people are out there that they are married, they are looking for kids, they've not been blessed with a child yet. So don't see the children as
As a
what
body.
was it? As a burden. Don't see them like a burden. They are a blessing and they are here to stay. And God has given you that privilege, to birth them and to nurture them. So don't see, you're like a caretaker because you have God to answer to. As a Christian, I'm talking as a Christian now, you have God to answer to. So they are a huge responsibility. So don't see them as a burden. So the moment you realize that, you will find strength to do your own bits, whatever you can do. Now, don't compare yourself to other people as well. The way I raise my own family, the way I do my own family is different from your own. Don't use another person's own as a yardstick for your own. We have different strengths and weaknesses. So there's no how I will talk about this without making reference to my husband, because actually I don't know how I will do this without my husband. Funny enough, he had experience with little children while he was growing up. He was there for his aunts to help them with their children. I had no experience. My children are my first set of experiments. So when I'm panicking sometimes and I'm feeling so overwhelmed, my husband will be like, see, big deal. This thing there's no big deal. Or something that I'll be shouting, he'll be like, calm down, calm down. They are just children. This is what, he tries to put me through what to do. And then anything I want to do, of course, I have to, like my side business you mentioned, before I started, I had to run it through my husband. how can I manage this and how can I do it? So everything, the communication has to be there because you cannot do it alone. And one thing I've learned in marriage is you can't just expect something from your partner. You have to voice out. You have to communicate what you want. You know,
Tell me about that.
before, I used to feel like, he doesn't know that he needs to assist me with this, he needs to assist me with that. But I've realized that with men, that is just, you are just wasting your time. You have to open your mouth. They can't just read your body language. You have to open your mouth and communicate. So the moment I started to communicate, I saw that life became easier. life, life became easier for me. So communication, you need to communicate. That is it. So how to balance it? Well, for me, I do some random things sometimes. So because naturally, even before I got married, I like to dance. Dancing is my own kind of exercise. You know, I just can blast in the city. I don't party, but in my house, I can dance for Africa. So sometimes I will just put my phone, put a video, the children will be there dancing around me. We are doing it together. They are not disturbing me. So I engage them, involve them in what I'm doing because I can't push them anyway. So we are doing it together. So, you know, they are here already. There was a time I was just, you know, I see people that they use their children as excuse that, I can't pursue this goal. I can't do this. I can't start this business. I can't because of the children. No, even though what you are doing, you may be doing it at a slower pace compared to someone that is single, but at least you are doing something. You're not where you were yesterday. This business I'm doing, there are people that are single and they are doing it, you know, very well. I'm happy where I am, but I recognize the fact that I have all other responsibilities and everything has to be balanced. So I'm not looking at another person that this person has gone ahead of me. No, we're all moving forward. So see them as blessings and don't be complaining about your children and all of that. Whatever I can do before I go to bed when I have my me time, I do it and I go to bed. So it involves having to wake up early, sleeping late, but at the end of the day, we'll be all right. Yeah.
Oh my God, Temi, thank you so much for that. In 1 minute, Temi, can you tell me how you discipline your kids? This is a very, very big thing. Especially here that, you understand, you can't beat kids. I mean, there's a lot of restrictions, you know. Unlike back home that, I mean, you can just bring out the cane and whip the hell out of the child, like once they want to misbehave. So how do you discipline your child? I know you can't say some things on camera, I understand. But the ones you can say on camera, can you just tell me how you can discipline children abroad in 1 minute, if you can say that in 1 minute?
Yeah, in 1 minute, I would say that what I do is that I already know what they like, watch each and every one of them, what they like. So if they are doing something and I want to stop them or prevent them from doing that thing, I tell them that if they don't conform to what I want at that time, they're not going to get this thing, you know, this thing that they like to do. So like a kind of denial, so to say. So I use that. And as a normal African lady, I shout a lot. I shout. But I've discovered that shouting does not work. It really doesn't work because it will get to a stage that the child will get used to you shouting, and then it will be like a transference between the first child, and the first child will also be shouting and nagging and doing. They will copy what you are doing and transfer it to their sibling. Yes. So, and that is not a good thing you want to transfer. So I try to like have a conversation. Sometimes it sounds somehow that are they these small children you want to be having conversation, you know, but it makes sense when they're already talking and they can understand. So try to communicate at their own level, because shouting or beating, once in a while we can spank a child, but not beating. You know, when you spank a child, you know, let them understand why you spanked them. Why, you know, let there be a communication. Don't just beat a child. Let there be a communication, because if you are beating, though, you are no different from somebody that is just beating an animal like a cow, you know, to conform. There's no communication. So you could spank a child a little, but communicate and discipline them by saying that, okay, you just go to your room. I do that a lot. Go to your room. Okay. You know, deny them of that play that he or she is having at that time. Go to your room or face your, some people call it, is it naughty corner or something? So yeah, but at the end of the day, I think the communication is the best way. Let them know why you're doing what you're doing.
Okay, wow. Temi, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. You were just dishing out those words of wisdom. Thank you so much, Temi. I really appreciate you. So I want you to tell us about your business in 1 minute, what you do, and how people can contact you. I will probably leave your business contact on the screen somewhere for people to patronize you. So just quickly tell us what you do as a side business.
Okay, so my side business, I'm a skincare consultant. I teach women how to look good, and we have this common saying that your age, how old you are, is your business, but how old you look is my own business. So I'm responsible for how old you look, because basically only 20% of our aging process is natural. The 80% is our everyday life, what you go through every day, your environment, your exposure to the sun, and all of that causes aging before time. So that is my job. I teach women about skincare and how to look good. And my Instagram page is Temi Tuase. That is Temi and then Tuase, Tuase, Temi Tuase. You can find me on Instagram, and then we'll talk.
Wow. Thank you so much, Temi. Thank you. So your contact, I'll leave it somewhere on the screen for people. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I'm so like overwhelmed with words of wisdom. I've made several notes and I'm sure I'll be going back to my notes. If you guys have further questions, please just drop them in the comment section. And if the questions are like really, really related to childcare, I would have to bring Temi back to the channel because I really can't answer your questions relating to childcare. So Temi, if people have further questions, I might have to invite you again if you don't mind.
Yeah, that would be fine. I'll be excited to do that.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, give this video a thumbs up, and of course, you need to share this video with your loved ones, whether they have kids or not. I'm sure they would love to, watch this video. And if you have family back home, preparing to move over to the UK, I'm sure they would love to watch this video as well. Okay, guys, I'll see you in another video. Temi, thank you so much for coming over to my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.